everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video in particular is a little bit different. I'm gonna be sharing my endometriosis excision surgery journey with you guys. In this video there are some real raw emotions, so viewer discretion advised. There's some pretty intense emotions. This journey has been relatively difficult for me. I've had doctors and physicians point a finger in my face throughout the years, just ignoring the issue when I bring it up. I've struggled with painful periods, and I'm gonna share my story down the road here, the full story of my endometriosis journey, because there's a lot involved. But this is a video of my pre-excision surgery. So I know that this video is going to be very vulnerable and it might be kind of depressing for some people to watch, but I want to shed some light on this topic and I want to show how serious this diagnosis can play a role in our emotions. Recently I was diagnosed with PCOS and endometriosis, and I had excision surgery. So yeah, this is just me sharing part of my journey with you guys. I'm not filming this for people to feel sorry for me. I'm just sharing my personal experience, and I hope that somebody can find light in this as well. I've tried recording this a few different times, so I'm just gonna give it my best shot. So here we go, we're gonna get into it. For the last few years I've been going to the doctor because I have been experiencing excruciating pain during my cycle since I've been off birth control. And I've struggled with depression since my teen years, but it got really bad in my 20s and anxiety was intensified. Well, I ended up doing healing work. I ended up going through therapy. I've tried several different medications. I can't even begin to tell you how many different treatment plans I've tried. And you know, when I was 26 years old, God led me to start painting again, and then I started my healing journey. And out of that healing journey, I started going to church, and my mental health has dramatically improved for the better. Fast forward to February of this year, my period pain was getting so bad that I was out on the couch. I had to have an ice pack for my back and my stomach. Like, even when I ate the wrong things, like, I'll bloat out like I'm 6 months pregnant. So it makes you not really even want to eat food. But anyway, what I was saying is the physician I saw in February basically called me a liar to my face and was assuming that I was making all of this up about my cycle, and she tried to put me on birth control. And I have never been gaslit so bad by a physician in the medical profession in my entire life. Never have I ever felt that uncomfortable. I ended up leaving my appointment early, and I did have a referral to an OBGYN. Well, that appointment got canceled a couple of times. And luckily, I had a friend that went through what was called an excision surgery for endometriosis, and she shared her story with me, and I was there, you know, for her as her friend throughout all of that stuff. And she goes, "You know what, Ty, I think you have endometriosis." Well, I got on this Facebook group page, which is called Nancy's Nook, and I started doing some research, and I found a specialist because I got so sick of people not listening to me. And I got so sick of medical doctors telling me that basically what I was saying wasn't right, and I really felt like they were trying to slap a band-aid on the problem. So, long story short, I met up with an OBGYN up in the cities in Minneapolis, and within 5 to 10 minutes of my appointment, he's like, "I'm pretty sure you have endometriosis." And he's like, "Are you experiencing any other symptoms?" And I said, "Well, I am experiencing pain on like the right side, like I've been having like this sharp, dull pain." And they ended up doing an MRI scan, and they found that I had fibroids on my ovary and I had cysts, and which was signs of PCOS, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I started to see a glimmer of hope, like, I'm not making this up. And I got fast forward, I got my pelvic ultrasound done, and before I got my pelvic ultrasound done, the tech, the x-ray tech or whatever you call it, she asked me, she's like, are you having any pain today? Are you experiencing any symptoms? And I said, well, it's usually on my right side, but my left side is really bothering me today. Well, I get my test results back and I had over 20 fibroids on my ovary, which to some people might not seem like a big deal. But when you've been going to the doctor and you're basically called a liar when you know your own body, and then you blame it on the patient's mental health, no shit, I struggle with depression. It's because I have a hormone imbalance, and I don't know what has been going on with me the last month. I don't know if it's because I don't even know if I have endometriosis. To be quite honest with you, I won't know until I have surgery on Thursday. And in my life, I have been the strong person. I've been the person who's there for everybody. I haven't struggled with depression this bad in over a year. And I feel like I've taken 26 steps backwards. I have been irritable. I've been on edge. I've been short-tempered. I haven't been finding joy in things. I've been having a really hard time connecting with people and having a conversation with them. And I just feel bad about it. And I hope this video is helpful to someone that's going through something similar, because you're not crazy. One of the hardest things I've had through all of this is trying to open up and be vulnerable about the things that I'm going through. And I cannot tell you how many people have stuck a finger in my face and said, well, you know, everybody goes through stuff. I'm sorry. I have never said that to anybody that's struggling with their mental health. I have never said that to anybody who's going through something really hard. And I know my emotions are very high right now, but people need to take the time to seek to understand. People need to take the time to have empathy. People need to take the time to listen. Everyone is so busy trying to tell you how you feel that they're not listening to you. They hear you, but they're not listening. And I think that that's my biggest frustration, because I have went to all these clinics and I went to the doctors and no one listened to me until I fought for my health care, and I was told that I'm crazy or I'm making it up, and here, let's slap a band-aid on it. I'm sorry, but I'm 29 years old. I want to get married and have a family one day, and if something's wrong with my body, I want to take care of it. I want to be on top of it, because I've seen so many women suffer that are not able to conceive children, and it just breaks my heart. And it's like, I think people need to do a better job at listening. I think people need to do better as far as being there for people in their life. Like, I've taken care of myself my entire 20s. I have been there for myself. I'm so reliant on myself that for once, I wanted to open up about something that I'm going through, and people just shy me away, or they stop talking about it, or they change the subject, or they'll be like, oh, Tyler, you know, everyone goes through a hard time. I fucking understand that, but hurt doesn't compare to hurt. I'm opening up because I'm struggling with this. I have depression, and I have not so great thoughts, and I have negative thinking. I've even had people tell me, oh, just be positive, look on the other side of things. That's really hard to do when you're struggling with your mental health. It's a chemical imbalance. It's in your brain. It's the way that your brain is wired at the time. And I'm so tired of trying to explain myself to people who, it's like watching paint dry on a wall. I'd be better off doing that. I don't know, I went to church today and let's start with this morning. I woke up this morning and I wanted to just lay there. And I rolled myself out of bed because I know what steps I need to take when I'm struggling with depression. And I got up and I was fighting through it. And I got up and I got myself together and I went to church. And I feel really bad because when I'm at the point now where I'm usually really funny, I'm usually really outgoing, I'm usually really bubbly. And this sucks because it's stealing my joy. It's stealing my peace. And I am fighting like hell. I'm fucking scared. I'm scared for surgery on Thursday. And the part I'm really having a hard time with that is that my mom's not here to be with me through it. And I understand I can't change the circumstances, but it also doesn't change the fact that it hurts and that it sucks. So, if you're out there in the world and you're watching this video, you know your body better than anybody else does. If you have somebody who's telling you that you're crazy or you're making things up in your head and you know something's not right, keep fighting. Keep going to the doctor. Find somebody who's going to listen to you. And I just hope that no one makes you feel the way that they've made me feel lately. You're seen, you're heard. You're not crazy. Alright, so today is October 3rd, 2023. 2 days until surgery. And this is just to show you guys the stuff that I've been dealing with for probably the last 5 years. I've always had bloating, but it's gotten significantly worse. My stomach, like if I eat the wrong thing, it might not look like it's fully bloated out, but like you can tell. Like this whole cavity here. And I've been having a lot of pain, like right here, like on this side and over on this side. And that's where the fibroids are at. So, yeah, that's the stuff that I deal with. And then I'm uncomfortable and I wear baggy shirts to cover it up. Oh, those were some intense emotions. I am still in the recovery process from excision surgery and I'm going to continue to get better every single day. As you can see, I'm in a much better place mentally. Please feel free to comment below and share your journey and share your thoughts, feelings. I just ask that you be respectful because this is a very personal and kind of a touchy subject for me. So putting myself out there on the internet like this is I kind of feel like I'm naked in front of a crowd, so please be respectful. And I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to hear your journey. And I hope that you find this content useful. And I hope you make it a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye!